Hello, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this new announcement sessions where some of our early stage investors from across Africa will be sharing some really exciting news from Francophone to Anglophone, North to Central and Southern Africa. Early stage investors are driving growth and development across all sectors, with the investment on startups and on tiring support that they provide for the startups. And we at ACES are really proud and glad to put the spotlight on some of their activities.
Well, Catalytic Africa is a matching fund by the African Business Angels Network and AfriLabs that aims to strengthen African startups, innovation hub, angel network, and angel investors. So our goal is really to co-invest with angel investors in innovative startups with matching funds in the form of a grant for this round. And our key objectives are to increase the investment made by angel investors in African startup, to fund African startup with innovative digital solution and measurable impact, and to also strengthen African angel network and innovation hub across the continent. With this new solution, we will be able to co-invest with all our angel networks and our angel investors across the continent in startups. So I would like to take this opportunity to invite all the angel networks and angel investors across the African continent to go on Catalytic Africa platform and to register if you have not done so. And I would also encourage the angel network and the angel investor to apply for a co-matching fund. With this facility, you will be able to double or triple your investment in startups that you have selected. I look forward to engaging with you and to continue growing the early stage investing community within the continent, and to also increase the amount of capital that we are pushing to startups in the continent.
So very pleased to have this opportunity to share with you about our fund. As Phil mentioned, earlier this year in June, we announced the first close of our $10 million fund. And I'm glad to tell you we're on track right now to actually do our final close before the end of this year. So it's a $10 million fund that is focused on early stage seed to Series A tech-enabled startups across Africa, and also those founded by Africans in the diaspora. We wide ticket sizes averaging $250,000 initially, and then we can double down, follow on up to a maximum of $1 million in each startup. We are sector agnostic, but primarily we invest across 6 sectors: commerce, that's e-commerce or in types of commerce, payments and generally financial fintech, logistics, and then education, healthcare, and food security, or what you call agriculture. Right, we back strong founders working on difficult problems in markets that can grow large. Because our backgrounds are entrepreneurial ourselves, so we like to call ourselves the entrepreneur VCs or the angel VCs, which means we move very fast. We move faster than most VCs will do, and write fast checks to strong founders. And to prove this, even though we launched just this year, we've written 32 checks so far from this fund.
Wow.
From this $10 million fund, we've deployed to 32 founders very quickly, and we're working with them as they grow their companies. Our fund is also unique because we are backed by our previous fund, which is an angel syndicate of over 200 angels across the continent. Very senior level folks in tech companies, Accenture, banks, KPMG, and West. So they bring a wealth of experience to support our founders. We're also backed by some of our portfolio companies that we have invested in. So for instance, the founder of Andela, Jeremy Johnson, is also an LP in our fund. So again, we see this going and creating a virtuous cycle. And in terms of an ask, so I think as we close this fund and prepare for the next fund that fast, I think our call is really more to local institutions across the continent. I think there's a role for banks, pension funds, local family offices to play as investors in this VC asset class, and we're not seeing enough of that. We thank the folks like the First Bank, FBN Trust, uh, Quest Trust, who invested as part of the LPs in this fund. But I think we need to see more local institutions across the continent play a role in this asset class. But again, we look forward to folks joining us as LPs, as investors, and as mentors of our startups. And we're also open to speaking with founders who are building both in Africa and across the diaspora. Well, thank you very much.
No, thanks so much, Phil, and it's such a pleasure to be here. And I'm really honored that we're able to announce this for the first time at AESIS. So we, just so people know, the Cairo Angels is an angel investment network. We've been around for 10 years. And one of the really exciting developments that I'm happy to share with you today is something that's been in the works for 2 or 3 years, which is that we wanted to have an angel fund that would be able to help us to have a bigger impact on startups, not just in Egypt, where we traditionally invest, but actually across Africa. And so the origin story for the fund is that we got to meet some amazing people across the continent, amazing investors who are doing some great things. But I think the linkages between those were, in our view, not as good as they could be. There's so many things to work on. But this is one of those things that we really believe very strongly in as part of our mission. And I really do believe that a lot of the startups are dealing with similar problems and solving similar problems, and that we need to really have more cross-investment and cross-trading between countries on the continent. So instead of just talking about it, we wanted to do something about it. And the idea was that as a network, we've been able to do a lot of really great things, and we will continue to do that. But there are some structural limitations to investment or pooling investment as a network. And a fund allows you to take maybe a further step. We didn't want to be VC, so we still believe in bringing sort of the same vibe as the angel investors. We're really founder friendly, and we're there to help startups be all they can be. But at the same time, we want to take the advantages of being able to maybe pool more resources from a funding perspective, expertise perspective, and to deploy that. So with that kind of very long intro in mind, I think just, we're just about to announce first close of our fund. It's a $5 million fund. We're looking to write, our ticket sizes will be around $100,000 to $300,000 per opportunity. 65% of the fund will be invested in Egypt, but the remainder of that is available to invest in Africa. I think that our view, and we're happy to be proven wrong, and we can be, because we're flexible as an angel fund. We're not as inflexible as maybe some of the VC funds. We can be opportunistic, but we will not be leading deals in those other markets. So really, this is a call for support. If anybody is investing in any amazing startups, especially those who are looking to grow to other markets and are willing to lead the deal, we would be very happy to follow. Okay, so that's kind of our thesis. We will only lead where we think we can add value, but we want to look for everybody out there to help us to look at great startups across the continent. We're a post-seed pre-series A. So I think when we started this 10 years ago, the missing middle, as it was kind of fancily called at the time, was seed stage. I think for a lot of markets, that's still the case. But I think for us, the new missing middle is kind of that new valley between seed and series A. And that's where we're trying to target. So if you have anybody in your portfolio that fits that, that we're here to help. That's kind of our thing. So that's kind of pretty much everything else. We're pretty flexible. As I said, we're angels, so We're happy to follow sort of structures that will be standard across the continent, and so on. The last thing I want to say is, just speaking to our mission, we've built an IC that reflects what we're trying to do. So apart from kind of myself and Hanan, who come from an Egypt background, Tommy Davies, who's the president of ABAN, has kindly offered to join us on the IC and has already been actively helping us find amazing startups. So we're very grateful to Tommy. We know he's extremely busy, but he brings so much to the table. So that's a big game changer for us. Then we also have Heather Hennion, who, if you might know, is the managing partner at Mindshift Capital, which is focusing on supporting female entrepreneurs globally. And she will raise our game to make sure that we can really invest through a gender lens, which is something that is near and dear to us as well. So I don't want to go on more than that. That's kind of where we are. We've just done first close. We still need to close the fund. So the second kind of thing I would like to ask is that if there's any investors out there that would like to join us on this mission, please do get in touch. We'd love to have you on board.
Thank you very much for hosting us today, and we are very pleased to talk about the most exciting developments when it comes to the early stage investment ecosystem in Francophone Africa recently. So I guess today the hat I'm wearing is mainly the hat of a passionate angel investor in Central Africa, a Congolese investor who has been very frustrated not to have the legal tools to be able to close some transactions at times. And I'm very happy to have the ability within ABAN as a board director to highlight some of the struggles we have in Francophone Africa, which includes the lack of credible legal documentation in French and compliant to the OHADA law. So in this year, we try to solve this issue, and within ABAN, we launched an investigation to try to find the best law firm who would be able to assist us when it comes to this very burning issue of the lack of credible investment documentation in Francophone Africa in French and compliant to OHADA law. And we were very pleased to meet Joanna Monte, a partner at Epenalo, and I'm proudly giving her the floor to present herself, her law firm, and all the great work she has been able to do in collaboration with ABAN. So Joanna Monte, again, thank you very much, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you. Yes, so my name is Joanna Monte, and I'm a partner at Epenalo, which is a law firm focusing on Africa. As Anna said, we've been working over the past few months on developing a set of documents that will really help the Francophone ecosystem when it comes to startups and early investments. But before talking about that, maybe a few words about what we do as Epenalo and why we thought this project was so important and we wanted to work with ABAN. We were lucky enough to be selected by ABAN. Yeah, we are a law firm that really works across Africa. We've covered about 30 countries this year across Africa. We work mostly with managers who invest into African companies. We do a lot of VC. VC is probably our key area, and we do a lot of PE as well, in addition to other sectors. And therefore, because we cover the whole of the continent, be it Francophone and Anglophone background, I'm qualified to practice in Anglophone countries such as the US and the UK, but also Francophone countries such as France or Cameroon. It was really dear to our hearts to make sure the project in Africa would allow to maybe cross the bridge across different countries of Africa, regardless of the language spoken or the legal system. And we really noticed that there was a lack. There was a real lack when it came to Francophone Africa. It was really lagging behind. And again, we are represented in Nigeria, Cameroon, and London, so in the UK. So we really see the difference in terms of the volume of work for investments in companies and startups particularly. We really noted that there was a real lack in our Francophone countries. And I am from a Francophone country, so that was really something that was important for me to try to fix. So we got lucky to be selected by ABAN to put together a set of documents that will be freely available for investors in Africa, similar to what you'll see in a lot of Anglophone countries of Africa. We wanted to do something similar for Francophone countries. And again, we are very lucky, and I don't know if people know that enough, but in Francophone countries, we're very lucky to have one single legal system applicable to 17 countries. So in practical terms, it shouldn't be so difficult to have a set of documents in our Francophone countries, because again, the law is exactly the same. So we're trying to help people understand this system and maybe invest more in our Francophone countries at least. That was the first idea. So the documentation is really trying to put together the sort of like frameworks that investors, be them Francophone or Anglophone, are used to seeing when investing in companies throughout Africa.
Just to remind you all, the documentation is available on ABAN website. There will be a tab for Francophone Africa where you will find the investment documentation, which includes, as a reminder, safe notes, equity, documentation, and convertible documentation. So it's very useful for all type of startup investments. You can just download the documentation. It's in French. You just need to sign it, change the name of the company, and you can invest the money. And then please feel free to reach out to ABAN, the organization, if you have any questions as an angel investor or as a startup. We will make sure that we go back to you. If you go to the ABAN website, you will find the relevant contact details.
Can I just add one thing? Because I think it's important, because I've received that question a lot from Anglophone investors into Francophone Africa. The first question they ask is why documentation in French? The answer is very simple. In Francophone countries, you need to have documents in French to invest. So that is why the documentation is in French, first of all. Second of all, are we going to translate? Yes, we are. We're going to give you English summaries. So bear with us. You will see that so you understand what it is all about. So these are my 2 points that I wanted to add.
Hi, everyone. Warm greetings from Amsterdam. My name is Alina Vinogradova, and I lead VC4A's flagship program for startups, Venture Showcase. And we are equally excited to announce the findings of our recent research into the success of the companies who participated in the previous years. The Venture Showcase format was first launched in 2017 and is defined by engagement of a large pool of partnering investors early in the process. So we've conducted a research to get some insights into the success of the companies who participated in the showcase between 2017 and 2020. We tracked the funding raised by the companies either during the showcase or after the showcase. And we also looked at their potential to create social impact, especially through creating job opportunities for young people. For this, we interviewed all 78 companies who participated in the program over the past 4 years, and I'm about to share a few key insights with you. So our research shows that out of 78 program participants, 51 companies were actually able to successfully secure investment. Not bad, right? So this speaks volumes, both of the quality of selection and also of the benefits of such exposure. Jointly, the showcase alumni companies have raised $163.4 million, with an average size of investment $2.2 million. The highest investment round raised by an alumni company was a Series B round, and the amount was $16.7 million. Looking at the geographical spread, Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya are leading with 11, 10, and 8 companies, respectively, having raised funding. We also see fundraising successes from portfolio companies in North Africa, specifically in Egypt, and in Francophone Africa, especially in Senegal and Ivory Coast. We have also seen raises in Tanzania, Ghana, Ethiopia, Algeria, Tunisia, Togo, and Cameroon. A total of 107 investors were involved in the 75 investment rounds raised by the portfolio companies. Looking at the research findings, the showcase companies have to date created 2,960 jobs. And 87% of people employed are young people, and 42% are young women. The alumni companies have been on average creating 37 new jobs per year. And one company even ended up creating 325 jobs in 1 year. Some of the investors who participated in funding the Showcase alumni also find job creation important. For example, Pardon Makumbe, the managing partner of CRE Venture Capital, believes categorically that all companies that they are investing in create value not only for their shareholders, but also for their communities. The former Showcase participants also mention that exposure to a large number of investors and being mentored by investors provides them with helpful insights into what investors are looking for, and also validates what they are doing now. Please stay tuned for the full report that is due to be released on VC4A platform the week after AESIS.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Ola Brown. I'm a medical physician, so I studied medicine and surgery at undergraduate level and then studied finance and economics afterwards. I helped to raise, alongside my co-founders, an initial venture fund focused on fintech, and then another one by myself focused on healthcare. Nearly 20 deals later, the companies in our portfolio are worth over $200 billion, and 30% of them are founded or co-founded by women, or have women in senior executive seats. We recently launched our first specialist syndicate fund, focused on, you guessed it, healthcare and fintech. Why? Apart from the fact that our team has deep subject matter expertise in both areas, we're really focused on solving some of Africa's big problems. In healthcare, Africa has the worst healthcare outcomes in the world, the highest number of children that die under the age of 5 years old, the highest number of mothers dying in the process of pregnancy and childbirth, the highest rates of HIV and AIDS. Similar problems or institutional voids exist in the financial services market, where emerging markets also have more people that run banks and don't have access to financial services than anywhere else in the world. And this is actually a big problem, because when people can't have access to financial services, be it mortgage, be it lending, be it savings, then economies don't grow and businesses don't thrive. So our solution is to create a specialist fund that works with both sectors together to help early stage companies operating in both sectors to grow. The results could be amazing. It's been estimated that if the healthcare infrastructure in Africa, the healthcare infrastructure gap in Africa is bridged, then 16 million jobs will be created. And that means that it's not just a healthcare improvement opportunity, it's also a huge economic opportunity, as well as an opportunity to improve our security. Healthcare has always been a robust and resilient sector, which is counter-cyclical and also tracks alongside inflation. Fintech, on the other hand, has been transformative for individuals, for small businesses, and for African economies. Our syndicate fund will also be offering business development and sales support through a specialist business development and sales team. We'll be offering HR support and also support with follow-on funding efforts. If you want to join or get to know us better, then visit our website at the fbinvestmentcompany.com. There, you can click on the tab that says Catalyst Funds. Look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for listening.
Hi, this is Philip Kirchhoff. I'm CEO and co-founder of SBC Afritech, and I'm welcoming all the investors that are in the audience today, inviting you to join the demo day. We actually completed the demo day, our first for the new ASIP Accelerator program powered by Startup Bootcamp Afritech. That demo day was on September 30th in Dakar, but we have the entire demo day recorded and is available on YouTube, which you can see in the links below. A number of the startups that have just completed our program are actively raising angel and seed rounds now. So please reach out to them and we can help facilitate those introductions as needed. I also want to announce that we're just about to open up our call for applications for cohort 2. That's going to happen on the 15th of November. And we always find that the absolute best participants and the best, most successful startups in our programs are those that have been referred to us by angel and earlier stage investors. So if you have a startup that you've invested into or that you're considering investing into, please refer them to us. We have been able to consistently generate for our startups 18 to 24 months worth of growth compressed into a 3-month cycle. And so it's a fantastic return on investment. And that program, the applications will go from November, mid-November to end of January. And of course, we would love to have any of you that would like to participate in the selection process during our final selection days. We would invite you to join us for that as well. So first, check out our cohort 1 startups that may be interesting to you from an investment perspective. And 2, please refer us some of your top startups that would participate in our next program starting November 15th. The website is bit.ly/SBCAfritech, bit.ly/SBCAfritech. Thanks so much.
A warm welcome from my side, and I hope that you're enjoying the African Early Stage Investor Summit. Today, I have the true pleasure of introducing to you the African-European Digital Innovation Bridge. Now, it shouldn't come as a surprise that we are facing global challenges. We have the human-induced climate change, we have dwindling natural resources, we are observing a growing disparity in wealth distribution, and lastly, the pandemic has shown to us once again on how interconnected we are as humans and that we have to find global solutions. However, the future is not as grim as it may seem sometimes. We have various means at hand on how to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals as an answer to those challenges. And it shouldn't come as any surprise, especially not in this audience, that digital innovation can play a pivotal role in addressing these challenges. However, for digital innovation to occur and unleash their full potential, we need thriving innovation ecosystems. And we also know that investments and access to finance and capitals are just crucial factors for strong and functioning local innovation ecosystems. Now, innovation ecosystems emerge through the collaboration and interaction of individuals, organizations, and governments. And we very strongly believe in mutual beneficial partnerships and collaboration. We want to strengthen local digital innovation ecosystem, connect them to each other. We want to bridge the African and European digital innovation ecosystems to achieve our vision of a single African-European market for digital innovation. Thus, the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and various heads of EU member states have launched a political initiative, the African-European Digital Innovation Bridge. The African-European Digital Innovation Bridge bundles the efforts of the European Commission and various EU member states to drive the vision of linking the African with the European digital innovation ecosystems for mutual benefit. And as one very specific activity to implement this larger vision, the European Commission has funded the ADIP-NET project under its Horizon 2020 umbrella. And the overall objective of the ADIP-NET project is to pilot and validate instruments for strengthening local innovation ecosystems, connecting them among each other and to the European counterparts. And one of these instruments is creating angel investor networks. Now, the ADIP-NET project is being delivered by a very strong consortium of 13 partners overall, some of which are also the host of this event, such as VC4A and ABAN. Now, within the ADIP-NET project, we have this opportunity of creating 3 angel investor networks around 3 topics. The topics are climate smart agriculture, digital trade, and smart cities. And would love to raise your interest in participating, becoming a member of those investor networks. And if you're interested in that, please feel free to reach out either to me or to Fadila or Tommy Davis from ABAN, who are leading this task. And with that, I thank you so much for your attention and hope that you still enjoy the African Early Investor Stage Summit.
Over the last 10 years, the Nigerian startup ecosystem, and indeed the African startup ecosystem, has experienced tremendous growth. Today, we see unicorn valuations. We see exits. Today, we have a new crop of angel investors who are one-time employees or founders coming into the ecosystem. But it wasn't always like this. Thankfully, in Lagos, we had the Lagos Angel Network, founded by folks like Tommy Davis, Adedotun Suleiman, Yemi Kerry, Colin Sunwegwa, and several others too many to mention, who came together and started building an angel community. 10 years later, a decade later, the market has evolved. And like the market, it is important that all the other actors, including angel investors, also evolve and catch up to the realities of today's market. This is why I'm really proud to have been nominated and appointed as the chair of the board of the Lagos Angel Network. Working with my colleagues and friends like Olumide Shoyimbo, Gerald, Yemi Kerry, Biola Labi, and the very famous Inya Boyeji, we're excited about the future of the Lagos Angel Network. Over the next several years, we would be repositioning the organization to focus on 3 core objectives. 1, the Lagos Angel Network will leverage the pedigree, the network, and the influence of its members to influence and shape policy and advocate for the kind of operating environment that the startups need and that the investors need. Secondly, we want to ensure that new angels and existing angels have all the learning and capacity building they need. And so the Lagos Angel Network will play a leading role in training and upscaling angel investors, such that we can better serve and work with founders. And finally, and probably most exciting of all, is that the Lagos Angel Network is going to become the most respected platform for deal sharing and deal discovery, with a clear focus on the earliest stage of a startup's life cycle. We want to ensure that angels in Lagos, in Nigeria, and across Africa begin to play their role more adequately. And so if you would love to join us as an angel in Lagos or in Nigeria, or indeed if you'd love to partner with us, please visit our website, lagosangelnetwork.com, or send me an email, caller.ino@venturesplatform.com. We look forward to working with you, and we look forward to what our ecosystem looks like in the next decade. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kola. Congratulations and all the best to you at the Lagos Angels Network. And on that note, we come to the end of this announcement session.